Welcome everybody, and thank y'all for coming back to the Directly Indirect show. And what happens when you put a male inmate in the same room as a female inmate? Man, rock with me. Man, thank y'all for tuning in. You already know how I give it up. Let me just start it off by saying thank y'all for taking time out of y'all busy day. Thank y'all for taking time out of y'all family. Thank y'all for taking a moment to check out my content, to rock with the boy, man. I appreciate you. I love y'all. It means the world to me. Every second y'all watch, man, it just tells me that I'm doing something right. And shout out to everybody in black, in blue, to my correctional family, to my security family. I just want to take a second out and acknowledge you guys because we do not get acknowledged the way that we should, and I think we all know that. Whatever, we here for business, we getting down to business, and this is the story that landed on my table today. You know what? Y'all know how this go. Let's check the video out, then we're gonna break it down.
Thank you, Kevin. A controversial court ruling tonight. A convicted criminal who served time at the women's prison in Chowchilla is charged with inmates. A Madera County judge says Tremaine Carroll must be referred to with she, her pronouns. But the district attorney is pushing back because the 52-year-old Carroll is a biological male and the decision could impact the pursuit of justice. Court records show Carroll was convicted in Los Angeles County in 1993 for aggravated kidnapping for the purpose of ransom or to commit another crime. Carroll is now serving time in a men's prison as this moves forward.
Action News reporter Brianna Willis spoke with the district attorney about the potential impact of the pronoun ruling.
A Madera County judge ruled this week 52-year-old state prisoner Tremaine Carroll must be referred to with she, her pronouns because Carroll identifies as a woman. But the district attorney believes the defendant is abusing the system.
This is a person who's not a woman in any sense of the word.
In March, DA Sally Moreno charged Carroll for allegedly committed while incarcerated at the Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla.
After his first cellmate became pregnant and was moved to Los Angeles, two other cellmates of his complained that he had raped them. So we have filed charges against this inmate.
Moreno says the ruling regarding pronouns impacts her ability to prosecute the case.
This is a particular issue in this case because it's confusing to the jury. In California, crime that has to be accomplished by a man.
Supervising Deputy DA Eric Dutemple says it's also unfair to the victims.
It's just absolutely insane that a victim would have to get on the stand and police their pronouns and their usage when trying to recite one of the most scariest times in their lives.
Carroll was allowed to serve time in a women's prison despite being a biological male because of Senate Bill 132, the Transgender Respect Agency and Dignity Act, which took effect in 2021. It allows inmates to be housed with the gender they identify as. The CDCR website points out state law prohibits discrimination based on gender identity.
There's no psychological evaluation that needs to be done. This person doesn't need to be on cross-gender hormones. They don't need to be signed up for transgender surgery. They don't even need a significant psychological evaluation regarding gender confusion. The mere statement is enough.
The CDC.
I know, family. I know. FYI, I have nothing against anybody in the LGBTQ community. Everybody has a right to be what they want, to transition into what they want. But this is definitely not the case with Tremaine Carroll. He is using the LGBT community to assault women. So let's talk about this Code 132 deal, this whole deal. And for those that don't know about it, so apparently this gives inmates the right to say, hey, I identify as a woman. And in doing so, there's no psych evaluation to prove or to at least investigate the mental psyche of the inmate, of the patient, of the accused, to say that he, she is deemed fit or does believe that they are the opposite sex or want to transition to the opposite sex. There's nothing in place to identify if they really feel this way. So they can just say it and ultimately be put into a cell or a pod where there are actual women that can be assaulted. as in the case of Tremaine Carroll. So usually there's men on hormone that's transitioning into a woman there on hormone medication. In this case, there's not even blood work to be done to identify, or is there needed to be blood work to identify that these men that's transitioning into being a woman, they don't need any kind of hormones in their system to be, allowed to be put into a cell with women or in a women facility. They can basically just say, hey, I identify as a woman, and literally get thrown into a cell or a pod with an actual woman. Now, in any other case, I wouldn't say anything because I've been in facilities where I've seen certain transgenders and they're being certain pods. I've seen that. That's a real thing. There are pods where there are the majority transgenders in the pod, and they kind of dwell amongst themselves, and that's to keep them protected and to kind of keep things even keeled at the facility. Well, in this case, that's not the case. He's thrown into an actual women's facility, where in other cases, transgender pod at an all males facility, but not California. So not only did he get put into a women's facility, as opposed to being kind of sectioned off to himself, what I think it should have been. If you are going to be in a women's facility, why do you have to be in a woman's cell? Not only did she get assaulted, several women got assaulted. If they say and change their story and say something different, Tremaine Carroll can probably walk away with a smack on the wrist. Who knows? And that's what she meant by when she said, this is making my job hard. Because with this bill being in play, it does raise questions and it does confuse the jury as far as, hey, what's what? I don't know what it means. It's so much, it's too many nuances for it to just be a clean cut assault case. It's just too much. And he's been taking advantage of this for a long time. There's nothing in me, there's nothing about this story that says he is an actual part of the LGBT community. He saw a loophole, he saw a crack in the structure, and he took advantage of it. Literally took advantage of it to the point of women getting assaulted and women having to relive these cases on the stand. And that's unnecessary. They should not have to relive the violent acts that Tremaine Carroll put upon them because he wants to be put in a woman's cell and he's claiming to be of the LGBT community, and that's definitely not the case. This story is definitely something that stood out to me. All I see is a guy that's taking advantage of the system, a guy that's taking advantage of a bill that got passed back in, I believe, 2001, they said. It definitely needs to be tweaked. It wasn't well thought out, obviously, because if it was, then these things wouldn't happen. It just is what it is. And I'm not knocking anything. I'm not knocking anybody's belief, but I've been in facilities where I've seen people of the LGBT community, and they definitely don't do this. He's a special case. And when I say special, I mean he needs to be put away for good. I mean, look at him. And I'm not trying to be mean, but he doesn't even look like he's transitioning because he's not on any medication. So let me read something from ABC Chicago, and I quote, after his first cellmate became pregnant and was moved to Los Angeles, two other cellmates of him complained that he had assaulted them also. So we have filed charges against him and against this inmate, said Marino. Now, Marino's the person who's pressing forward this whole deal, so shout out to her. Marino also says the ruling regarding pronouns impacts her ability to prosecute the case. And again, that's what I'm saying by does this whole 132 deal, this whole bill, if you will, it's making it hard for her to press forward and take action that needs to be taken upon Tremaine, because it's making the jury confused. It's too many nuances to it to kind of just to be a clean cut case, which it should be a clean cut case. And like I was saying, and I quote, Moreno stated, it's just absolutely insane that a victim would have to go on the stand and police their pronoun usage and trying to recite one of the scariest times of their lives. So Carroll was also allowed to serve time in a women's prison despite being a biological male because of Senate Bill 132. the Transgender Respect Agency and Dignity Act that took effect in 2021. He has found a loophole. Tremaine Carroll has found a loophole, family. And he, it's not a she because he is definitely not transitioning. He has found the loophole and he is taking advantage of this loophole. So check this out. This is the kicker. Carroll has since been relocated to Salinas, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, excuse me if I'm not, Salinas, Salinas, Valley State Prison for Men. So after all of that nonsense, after him assaulting women, taking their innocence as far as them being a woman, he got relocated to a men's facility. So how about this? Why didn't they just take him there the first time? I'm just saying. I know this case right here just screams, I made a mistake. And I being them actually concocting and putting together that Bill 132 because that thing is severely flawed and severely broken. It needs to be retweaked, rebuilt, and restructured and repackaged because if it continues to stay this way, there's going to be several more incidents, several more. It shouldn't even have been that one. Hopefully, those women that's been assaulted by Tremaine Carroll can find some solace in their life and move on and not be put through that kind of trauma again because even though they were inmates, nobody deserves that. If anything, they should have been in there with an actual woman that's actually born a woman, and that's just what it is. But like I said, man, I'm going to keep y'all up to date on this story because I also found the story intriguing for several reasons. I kind of want to know what's going to happen to the women that was assaulted in this case, and hopefully they get their just due as far as justice being served because I know they want justice. So again, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Again, like I said, I'm going to keep y'all posted on this case. But real quick, before you go, because I know y'all got things to do, man. I know y'all busy. I know how the schedule can be if you work corrections. So by y'all checking me out, it's appreciated. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Again, my Cash App is right here. If y'all want to throw $1, $2, great. If not, great. I still love y'all. Continue to support me, man. It means the world to me. Real quick, you know how I give it up. You know how I give it to y'all. People are going to continue to hate you. People are going to continue not to see the light that you shine. It's not for them to see. It's for you to just keep doing you. Nobody shares your vision but you. Nobody shares your aspiration but you. You are the best version of you. Don't let nobody deter you from your track. I know it's hard. I get it. And I know when you go to work at certain facilities, it's not even the inmates that give you a hard time, it's staff. I get that. 1,000 COs out of 1,000, 90% of them are going to say it's not even the inmates that's giving them a hard time. It's not even the inmates that's giving them the stress level. It's staff. But that's going to be another show. I am going to speak on the relationships of staff in the facility, so stay tuned for that. But until then, keep doing your thing, man. Let them hate. Let them hate. Get them out the way. It don't matter what they say. Keep doing you. Keep shining. Stay blessed. And I am out.